Give us 60 minutes and we'll give you Nelson Radio every Saturday from 2 to 3 p.m. on KTLK AM 1150. With 29 years in the mortgage business and an array of top-level guests visiting the show, Nelson is in a unique position to bring you cutting-edge information on real estate, business, finance, and law. If you have any questions for Nelson or any of his guests, give him a call at 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136. Or check him out online at nelsonradio.com.
Nelson Radio.
Welcome back to Nelson Radio. You're listening to us on KTLK AM 1150. We're excited to move into one of our favorite segments with one of our favorite patrons to Nelson Radio, Coach Jim Harrick. 1995 NC2A basketball championship that you brought home to the Bruins. How you doing, Jim?
Robbie, I'm doing great, buddy. Thank you very much.
I'm so excited to talk to you. It's been a few weeks. I know you've probably played 35 or 40 rounds of golf since I last spoke to you. Are you hitting them straight?
Just last week.
This segment brought to you by Marco Rufo from Prudential California Realty out in the Pacific Palisades. You can reach us at any time by calling 888-888-2136. That's 888-888-2136, or clicking through at nelsonradio.com. So, Coach, I wanted to get your insights on an acronym that we've been talking about throughout the show, staring forward and glancing back. Staring forward at the future, glancing back at your experiences. That seems to ring familiar, doesn't it?
Well, it's like driving in a car. I always tell my players that I always want them to look through the front of the mirror. I don't want them looking through the rear view mirror, because you immediately you got to forget the past and think about the future. Now, it doesn't mean you forget it, because you learn from it, but you never let it look back. You know, if you're a coach, if you're in real estate and you second guess yourself, you're probably going to kill yourself because of all the things that have happened to you. But I'm a straight ahead guy. I want to go straight ahead, look forward, learn from everything that happened in the past and in the back, but don't reflect on it very much.
Do you have some examples of athletes that perhaps you coached, or just examples that you've had in your basketball career, players or athletes that did get stuck in the past?
Well, I think there's a lot of people that, talk about the past, and I've had all kinds of athletes that get hung up on, well, last year I did this, pal. This is not last year, and
yesterday's news.
And some guys dribble really high, I said, Magic Johnson dribble really high, but you're not Magic Johnson, so get down and get the ball down, and let's work on getting better every day. And I think moving forward, think about getting better every day, practice, plan, prepared, and then you must perform, is what we look at all the time.
In that staring forward category, I wanted to share with you from our Stump the Experts section on a question that came up, and it was asking the question, is it essential to have crazy goals or astronomical goals? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I've always found that if you go beyond the limits, I want to coach the Lakers when they had Shaq and Kobe and Gasol and everybody, and I want to coach the Olympics and things like that. Well, that's not going to happen. So you can't make goals that are really unrealistic. You want to make goals that are reachable, because that's the journey you're on. You're on a journey to try to reach the kind of goal that you really, you're really qualified to do.
We're with Coach Jim Harrick. You're listening to Nelson Radio. You can reach us at 888-888-2136 or click through at nelsonradio.com. Coach, the importance of having a North Star, to having that reasonable or reachable goal, but how critical is it that you know exactly where you want to land?
I've always found, and there have been all kinds of research done, that people who set goals are much more successful than people that don't. In every walk of life, I've found that the successful people set goals. It starts in Alcoholics Anonymous. Those people must set goals. When you go into teaching, when you go into coaching, when you go into real estate, anything, if you set a goal for this year, and I've met really successful people that have one goal each year. I'm going to learn Spanish this year, or next year I'm going to climb Mount Everest next year, and just a certain goal, and sometimes those guys are really successful too.
Coach, you doing the same thing? You still trying to shave strokes off that game of yours?
That's impossible. I tell you, that's a goal I set every day, and that's virtually impossible. Hardest game in the whole world. Ask all those guys that play it. It's just unbelievable.
Well, and ask those guys that are the specialists at that Army style of golf, right?
Yeah.
That's
right
where I
left.
lead the
That's
charge.
me.
My North Star is turning left for a drive and turning right for the next stroke. So,
yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you being with us, Coach. Thanks as always for the great advice. That's Coach Jim Harrick.
Hello. I want to say hello to Flo.
Hi, Coach Jim. How
Hello,
are you?
Flo.
We
I'll
miss
see you soon.
We
Hey,
miss
thanks,
you.
Robbie.
I want to set the stage here, though, Coach, as I was sharing with Flo and John Russell that we have this Coach's Corner segment and you on the show with us. I mentioned we have Coach Jim Harrick, and they said, well, we happen to know Coach Harrick. We were his representing agents, and so there you have it. Small world story.
Absolutely. Sold me my house.
And
Thanks,
you,
Flo.
you were the best client
Talk
ever.
to you soon. Thanks, Robbie.
All right, great to be with you.
Bye.
That's Coach Jim Harrick. You can reach us direct, 888-2136. And I think it's outstanding that he has, even in the twilight of his coaching career, that ability to still guide and direct and mentor and work on that adage that we're talking about, staring forward, glancing back. You look at those tough experiences in the rearview mirror to help shape, inform, and guide your path, but you stare out the windshield or you're going to crash. Give us a call, 888-888-2136, nelsonradio.com. And there's the testimony. Coach Harrick standing up behind the services of Flo Bullock and John Russell from Keller Williams as they represented Coach in his real estate transactions. We'll be right back with a State of the Industry report from Academy Mortgage's Bill Bennett. Stay with us.
Nelson is a licensed lender under the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 331060.
This is Nelson from Nelson Radio, and it's important that we talk about a very serious issue. We had bad lending practices that led to the mortgage meltdown, but now we've got the challenge of deplorable customer service coming out of the meltdown. Bottom line, getting a new loan can be like pulling teeth without Novocaine. I've got the solution. Academy Mortgage and my team are injecting into the industry real performance and real accountability. Here are the facts. Appraisals in less than a week. Rate guarantees that can improve if the market goes down. Purchase transactions with our market-exclusive close-on-time guarantees and refinance transactions in as little as 30 days. Who would have thunk? Guaranteed rates and guaranteed performance from your mortgage lender. Call me, Nelson, an accountable loan expert for nearly 3 decades, direct at 888-888-2136. That's Nelson at 888-888-2136, 888-888-2136, or at strongcreditrewards.com.